Howdy everyone, this is your buddy BP, back at it again in Smite, playing Khepri in Clash. And this is a very interesting match. This isn't a recent match, I'm going to have to confess. This footage you're seeing here was actually recorded well over a month ago. I've kind of been sitting on it for a while, waiting for an opportunity to make a video, and I finally looked at it and I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and upload it. And this video is very interesting because it's a 4v5. This Apwash that you see next to me right here never left the fountain. I think he reconnected once partway through, like a few minutes in, but then he immediately BC'd. So, ugh. So yeah, our team went 4v5 here, and I was pretty upset because I had just finished another match where my team had gone 4v5 because of a DC. So I wasn't very happy about it, as you can tell in the chat feed. But get this, we still won. And not did we just win, but we won rather decidedly. I didn't even die once. We did pretty damn well, I'd say. It was a little bit on the struggle bus side for the beginning. We weren't too sure if we were going to make it, but eventually about halfway through, we started gaining momentum. And eventually we won. In fact, I did so well that about halfway through, I never even returned to the fountain. By the time this match was over, I had like over 8,000 gold. I'd never even bothered finishing my build. And I had plenty of money to do it. Never did. Never had to return to the fountain. So, yeah, it was one of the damnedest things I had ever seen. I can't believe a match like this would go as well as it did. Like I said, it was a little tricky at first because, you know, you need time to work on your builds and everything. But eventually, we got it to work. In fact, near the end of the match, we had an awesome push in the left lane. It was pretty damn incredible. So I definitely stay for the end of that. This was one of my favorite matches of Smite I've had in a while. So I've been looking for an opportunity to go ahead and share it with you. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're playing a match and it's 4v5 and you had a player DC at the beginning, don't get upset. You know, I understand the odds are against you, and most of the time you wind up losing, but miracles do happen, ladies and gentlemen. Miracles do happen. But anyway, getting away from that, I want to talk about something else, and this might sound a little bit absurd, considering I'm just talking about this match where my team won despite we were going 4v5. But I want to talk a little bit about the idea of never surrendering, about never using F6, and why I think it's kind of ridiculous. Now, if you like YouTube and you like Smite, you're already familiar with like Rain Day. He's very popular. He does a lot of videos on Smite and Paladins and a lot of high-res related content. And one of his popular things is that he's big into never surrendering, never F6, no matter what. And he's made a point about why he believes that, and you know, I respect that opinion, but it's not something I agree with. And I understand that the reason I agree with is maybe a tad selfish. It's something that applies a lot to me, but I know it can't apply to me exclusively. And let me go ahead and state what I mean by that. I probably have mentioned this in other videos before, but I'm kind of a busy guy. Most days I'm working like 11 hours. I put in a lot of overtime at work. Most weeks I'm putting in like 60 hours a week. And on top of that, I spend like an hour at the gym every day. And I'm just a busy dude. I don't have as much time to play video games as I would like. I would love to be able to play video games full time. I don't know how much time Rain Day spends playing video games. I don't know if he does this for a career or if he just does this on the side to make a little extra cash. But regardless, I wish I was in a position where I could do that. But alas, I'm not. You know, I'm another average working Joe. You know, I put in like 60 hours a week, and because of this, I just don't have a lot of time to play video games. So on a lot of days, like on my weekdays, when I do go into work, I might have enough time for 1, 2, maybe 3 games if I'm lucky. I just don't have the time. And when you play Smite, eventually you're going to find yourself in a position where you're playing a match where you just know you're not gonna win. You know, like you have a Scylla on your team who's gone like 0-6 and you're not even 5 minutes in, or you're only 4 minutes in and you already lost one of your towers. You know, you can just tell it's gonna go badly. It's gonna end in tears. And sometimes in that position, when you're in that position, the best thing to do is to wait till you get to the 10-minute mark and just F6. Because if you're like me, you just don't have time to be spending another 15 or maybe 20 minutes in a match getting destroyed by a team who you just can't win against. And yeah, I understand, sometimes teammates come back in late game. I've been in situations where I've been in an ugly match where it looks like we're not going to make it, and you know we pull out a miracle in the late game after we get our full builds. I've been in that position. I'm sure some of y'all have been in that position too. But that is just not always the case. A lot of the times when you can tell something's going to go wrong, it usually does go wrong. It just goes badly, and I don't have the time to just be sitting around getting the shit kicked out of me for another 15-20 minutes because, you know, one of my teammates, their egos won't allow for it. You know what I'm saying? You know, they don't believe in F6ing because they saw all the rain day videos or whatever, or maybe they just don't like, you know, hitting F6 or F7. Maybe they just, whenever that screen comes up, they just don't want to commit. I've seen that before. I've seen teammates who just, you know, don't press anything. And if anything, that drives me nuts most. If, you know, you're not going to surrender, if you're not going to commit to making a decision, or rather you're just not going to surrender, then, you know, just hit F7 because, you know, at the very least you're getting that damn screen off of my HUD, so, you know, it's taking up less real estate. But some people just refuse to commit to a decision for whatever reason. They just don't want to do it. And that drives me nuts. So, yeah, I mean, if you're not going to surrender, then at least hit F7, you know. Do everyone a favor here. But, yeah, and I understand, you know, if you're not working, if you're in school, then yeah, you'll have more time to play games, so it's not too big of a, you're not losing too much, but by not F6ing when you know you probably could. So, and I understand that, but you gotta understand, if you're a kid and you're do that, one of these days you're gonna be my age. You're gonna be an adult, and you're just not gonna have as much time to do the fun stuff that you want to do. It sucks, I know, but that's just life. You gotta make that money. You gotta get that cheddar. You know, you just don't have time to enjoy these things. You have to choose your time wisely. I have a lot of games I could choose to play from, but I choose to spend what free time I get to play video games, to play Smite, because I like that game, because I like this game so much. But nobody likes being forced to have to, you know, go up an uphill battle to, you know, fight something futile, and it just drives me nuts. So what I'm asking here is, if you're in a match and you can tell it's going to be a disaster, you can tell you're just not going to win, then please be at least a little courteous. I know I've heard the arguments about never surrender and all that, but you know, it's just not like that for everyone. That's not something that everyone can afford to do. For some of us, our time is very, very precious, and we just don't have the time to be wasting on, you know, lost causes. So, Lord knows I don't. It drives me nuts when I see that. You know, I don't, it's not losing matches that upsets me. I understand this is part of the game. But man, if you can tell it's just not gonna go well, then do your teammates a favor. Don't be reluctant to F6. You know, be understanding, be compassionate. Understand that not everyone has the same amount of time to play video games as you. You know, some of us, you know, we gotta ration our time. We only get so many opportunities to play what we want. I am so that pissed me off with that Thanatos. It's like if we just had a few more frames of animation, I could have saved him. That would have really pissed me off. But oh well. But yeah, I guess I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'm getting to the point where I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself. I think you all get the point. You know, not everyone can afford to spend as much time to play video games as everyone else. And, you know, in the time it takes to draw out a lost cause match, you know, we could instead be going back to the lobby and going back to matchmaking and finding ourselves in a match that's a little bit more even. That's a little bit more fun to play, and it isn't just a complete and total curb stomp. So, yeah, just be a little bit more courteous if you ever see yourself in a position like that. Don't be afraid to F6. It's just, yeah, I'm rambling. I know if I keep going, I'm just gonna get upset. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I love this match. This is one of my favorite games of Smite I played recently. It just went so well. It was hysterical, and we had some fantastic plays near the end in the left lane for our final push before we hit the Titan. So yeah, go ahead and check out the rest of this footage, and I'll have more Smite content for you in the future. I'm still working on another Let's Play that I hope to have finished very soon. So be on the lookout for that. Until the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, then spank that like button. Also, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section if you have any feedback for me. I love hearing back from you, and I try to respond to as many people as I can. And as always, y'all be good to each other, and I will see you in the next video.
Everyone loves a strong carapace. On my way. Retreat!
Love is always in style.
Oh!
An enemy has been fetched. Never, ever getting back together. Ally has been slain.
Good upon.
ally has been slain.
Awesome. Be right back. Okay. On my way. Attack middle lane! Attack middle lane! Attack middle lane! No!
An enemy has been bested.
Attack middle lane! Attack middle lane! Rise!
Love is always in style. Enemy has been slain.
Your left tower! Set up in that. Here. Attack!
Never ever. Killing spree. Love is always.
Need healing! Healing! Healing!
Baby, baby.
Thanks!
Here I am. Love is always.
Okay.
Oh, baby, baby. Never ever getting back together.
Ultimate is ready! I'm over here. Watch yourself.
An enemy has been bested.
tubular! Your left tower is under attack.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Your left tower has been destroyed. No!
Love is always.
Your team has destroyed a right enemy Phoenix. Be right back. A surprise.
Here.
Retreat! Be right back. Defend right lane. Okay, okay.
An enemy has been bested. An enemy has been slain.
Attack middle lane! Middle lane!
bested.
Love is always in style.
You've been given a second chance, and
Kill you now. Awesome.
you're welcome.
Attack. Attack.
Killing spree. Double kill.
Great skills, man. Oh, bravo.
Thanks.
Rampage.
I'm over here.
Style.
Your team has destroyed a left enemy Phoenix.
That was tubular.
Destroy the right enemy Phoenix.
Did everyone have fun?
Not being seen.
I ain't crabby. I'm a lobster. You're hardly even an appetizer.